Okay, so we're rolling.
Cool.
Can you tell us who you are?
I'm Silas.
And I'm his mom, Jane. And what is today? October 15th, which is
National White Cane Day.
National White Cane Day. So we wanted to make a video to talk a little bit about Silas's white cane. Can you tell us why you need a white cane?
Because I'm visually impaired.
Mm-hmm. And why are you visually impaired?
Genes?
Yeah. What genetic disorder has caused you to be?
Stargardt's.
Yeah, Silas has Stargardt's, which is a genetic disorder that causes juvenile macular degeneration.
Basically, I have a small blind spot in the middle of my vision.
Yeah, what does that look like?
Kind of like a little circle rainbow pixel spot right here.
Yeah, but it is in both eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, no. If I close my right eye, it's in this eye. If I close my left eye, it's in my right eye. Kind of weird.
But you have macular degeneration in both eyes. Yeah. Okay, so Silas is very good at navigating his world without using a white cane, but sometimes he chooses to use it. So now you can pull it out. I know you've been waiting. Here it is, his beloved white cane. How often do you use it?
Sometimes.
Yeah, not very often.
This is how you use it. You know?
Not very often,
It can
right?
fold up like a tent pole. Yeah, not very often. And it can fold up like a tent pole.
Pretty cool. Alright, so what part do you hold on to?
Hold on to this part like this with my
Here, we've got to get it in the actual
with my
video.
finger out and my wrist right there.
Yeah. So Silas needed to have what does O&M stand for? Orientation and Mobility Specialist come and help him learn how to use this cane. And so, yeah, so this part with how he just showed you holding it properly was a little bit tricky for him to get, but essentially this cane is supposed to just be like an extension of his pointer finger. So if he could just sprout like a Go-Go Gadget pointer finger, then he could walk around feeling what the ground is like in front of him, right?
Yeah.
So this is just kind of your Go-Go Gadget cane.
Kind of.
Do you want to tell us about your tip?
Oh yeah. This is the rotating bowl tip.
Here,
It's
close.
really easy for like getting over bumps because it's a circle and it can spin.
Yeah,
So I can like make it go back and forth.
I don't know if it's working. You can
Well,
spin it.
look,
Yep.
just like that.
Yeah.
Goes
Oh, there you go.
So I can easily do it.
And the whole thing's reflective, but the red is a little bit more reflective than the white, right?
And the cool thing about this tip is...
Here, come back into the frame.
Is that I can take it off.
Here, lift it up. Yeah, there's like a
strap here that I can hook it on. And then when I hook it back on, it's stretchy, so it just stretches right back into place.
Can you show us how you close it up?
I pull.
Just like a tent pole.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a big tent pole finger Go-Go Gadget thing.
Okay,
and
so
one way to get it out is just drop it.
I think that's his favorite part of the whole cane.
Yeah.
Is just
Let me do that.
oh, this is
Yeah, sometimes it gets stuck.
stuck a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we posted a question, or we posted an option for people to ask questions on Facebook before, and we got some pretty cool questions, and Silas is really excited about answering them. So the first question is from Courtney, and she said she's always wondered how it works. So how does, like, just in your own words, how does a mobility cane work?
Well, basically,
Come back in the frame.
okay, basically, look at this data.
Sure.
Basically, I hold it like the thing, and when I step this foot forward, I put it this way, and this foot this way, and I just walk forwards, and it goes back and forth, so I can feel anything in my path.
How wide is your arch supposed to be?
My shoulder width.
About his shoulder width. And why is that?
Because nothing's going to touch me past my shoulder width, and I don't want to trip anyone.
Right, exactly. So basically, like, it's super, super simple. It's essentially like using your pointer finger to feel the ground. Yep, exactly. It's just more
Really,
ergonomic.
Really yeah, very long.
Right? So she said, what does it tell you, or how does it tell you that there's something close by?
Well, it's really long and it has a tip. So if it goes down, I can easily feel the drop on it because it twisted my wrist.
Okay. Here, come sit here. I think you're going to have to talk a little bit louder. I want to make sure that we can hear you still.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of different tips, and they each kind of feel a little bit different. There's one that's kind of just like a pointy, what do they call it, a pencil tip?
Yes, that's my least favorite.
Yeah, that was Silas's least favorite, but those are the ones that usually people will...
stuck on everything.
Right, but they usually do more tapping with it, right? And some people who have been using mobility canes for a long time can listen, like they'll tap and they can actually hear the...
I think I can do that. Like, I can tell if I'm under a canopy.
You can tell if you're under a canopy. Right, but not with the tapping, because this is what we're talking about right now. So with the tapping, they can hear like where the vibrations are and what's echoing. So if they're tapping near a building, they know that it's a building. So usually people who do a lot of like...
There's like echolocation.
Exactly. But usually people who are in the city do a lot of navigating with like the tapping, the pencil tip. And then there's a bunch of different like rounded tips, some that spin, some that don't.
There's a spinning marshmallow.
Yes, there's a marshmallow tip and a spinning marshmallow tip.
And a ball tip and a spinning ball tip. And the spinning ball tip is actually the most popular one.
Right. So Silas really likes this one because he usually uses it just when we're hiking or like traveling outside. Part of the issue with Silas is that when there's like light and dark spots, it's hard for him to see where there are roots or rocks or little divots or ruts or whatever. So the next question is from Aunt Patty, and she said that she saw on the news that they were talking about canes with electric sensors. Does yours have that?
No.
No?
But I have used one.
Yeah, you got to try one out with your...
It didn't work very well because they're made for grown-ups.
So why didn't it work well?
Well, because I think it was too far, the stuff was too far away because I needed to hold it like at a really sharp sideways angle. So that the stuff was too far away and it was basically just looking straight at it. Right,
so the one that Silas used is actually, it was just a handle. And so it was like a short thing, and then it had a sensor that went out about the same distance that a cane would.
No, it had an actual cane thing on it, but it had the sensor on it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to hold it over. Right. So stand up for a second. So your cane should go to about your sternum. Silas, this one's a little bit big for him, but they figured it would be good because he'd be growing a lot.
It's because my feet are bending down.
Oh, so if we pushed it down, it'd be the right. Okay.
It's the bed.
So anyway, so when he was using the adult cane with the sensor, it was much too tall for him, and so he had to hold it. He had to hold it really far out, so he didn't really like it very much. But it was kind of cool to use. And that one, the sensor went in different directions too, and so it could tell you if there was something. You know, like, we were at the playground when we were trying it out.
And I tripped because there was, like, a ledge right here, and my cane was right under it.
Oh, I don't remember that. It's supposed to tell you if there's something, like...
Well, my normal cane did.
Right, your normal cane, but the one with the sensor told you about it, right?
Well, no.
It was supposed to.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work properly because of your height.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is from my friend Linda, and she said, how accessible is your world? I didn't write her whole question down. It was a really nicely written question, but how accessible is your world? What's it like? What does that mean?
Just like, I can get around really easily since I've been doing it for so long.
Right.
So, just like adapted a lot.
Yes, and I think that there's a difference between you being well adapted and your world being accessible. So things at our house.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So things at our house are pretty accessible. Like you do your own laundry, right? And how did we make it more accessible for you?
Puffy paint, so I could like feel where to put the dial.
Yep. So we put puffy paint on our laundry or on our washer and dryer so that he knows where the settings are for his laundry. And so things like that. But how about navigating your neighborhood?
Like.
With your cane, it's pretty accessible, right?
Yeah. But one thing that could make it more accessible is a talking crosswalk.
Yes. So in downtown Rochester, there are some talking crosswalks that we love to use, and we will use every chance that we can get. We'll go out of our way just to use the talking crosswalks in Rochester sometimes, right? So tell us about what the talking crosswalks are like.
Well, basically, there's like an outdent arrow that points which direction you're going to be walking, and then you push the button, and then it says, wait. It's kind of annoying at first, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
And then it says, walk. And then you'll just walk forwards. And I think it's really cool.
It is super cool. And Linda was asking about tactile pavement, where like the ground is a little bit different, where you're going to cross.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that before, just not here.
It's very inconsistent, yeah. And that's part of the issue that, you know, there will be like Braille on a sign, but there's nothing consistent about what level the Braille is. So it could be lower, it could be higher. And so that's a little bit different. And it's super inconsistent. Even the talking crosswalks are inconsistent about what they say or...
Yeah, it like east. I don't have a compass on me.
Right.
I think they should make an outdent arrow pointing which direction.
Right, and some of them have that.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't know if it's like the law that's just, it's not super, like you have to have something, but it's not standard. But Silas and I have talked about how there should be something really standard that, you know, the tactile pavement should be different, or like should always be the same. What's your idea?
What about people like on a crosswalk so that when people have a cane, there's like a little indent on the road where the crosswalk is, so that it'll hit the edge.
Oh, so that they know?
So that they know
that would be cool.
There.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. So, in Hamlin, the town that we live in, there's only one stoplight, and so there's only one official crosswalk, and we would really love to see a talking crosswalk be installed there. That would be pretty cool, huh? And it's not like we would need to replace like 10 of them, just one.
Yeah, one single crosswalk.
Just one. That would make your world a lot more accessible, wouldn't it?
And a lot more fun, because they're fun to use.
Right, and whenever we go to the library, or the park, or karate,
they're all in that direction.
They're all in that direction. Yep. Do you have anything else to say about your white cane before we go?
I think I kind of want to show how I go down the stairs with it.
Maybe we'll make another video. This video is already over 13 minutes long. Yeah. Yeah, and you and I are talkers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and this thing is to make sure it doesn't just unfold. And if you're sitting down, you can just, like, either put, like, this, or you can, like, fold it up and put it under your legs.
Okay, so one thing that it's going to be hard for us to do, but one thing that makes your world a lot more accessible is vision or image descriptions, right? And so that's something that I try to do whenever I'm on social media. I don't do it consistently, but I try to use image descriptions as much as possible. So can you tell us what you're doing with your cane instead of saying this? Or maybe a visually impaired person that would be listening to this video, what are you doing with your cane?
You can put it under your legs. You can fold it up, pull, twist, and do that.
Right, you're collapsing your white cane.
And then put the band at the end of the handle over it, and then you can place that under your legs.
Pretty cool. Well, yeah, that's about, I mean, I guess we could probably talk about your white cane for a really long time.
Yeah.
We could talk about accessibility for a long time. We could talk about the adaptations that we've made in our lives to make your life easier and more accessible. Maybe we'll make some more videos, but I think for now, we're just going to say Happy White Cane Day.
Yeah, Happy White Cane Day.
Get out and explore your world. Right?
A lot. Do it a lot.
A lot. Bye.
Bye.